Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week I'll be planning the week of July 17th through July 23rd. Don't mind my hands this week, my dogs have mangled them up pretty good. A lot of cuts and scrapes from picking one of my little guys up. What can you do? This week I'll be using a kit that I designed for my shop called Rosy and Grey. These are the full boxes included with the kit. And you've got your gradient checklists, some bottom washi and half and quarter boxes, some more half and quarter boxes, and then some glitter headers, your regular headers and date covers, date dots and littles. Next you have a whole bunch of functional stickers, 3 and 6 heart checklists, some patterned and solid washi, and icons and weekly boxes, and then lastly a coordinating functional sticker sheet. I get started by putting down the bottom washi as usual. And then I move on to the dates covers, just popping on the date dots before I put it onto the planner itself. If you remember from last week, I mentioned that we were going to be reducing one of my dogs, the special needs dogs, medications because they were reaching toxic levels. And we did that, and oh boy, we have a new puppy on our hands. He is so much more active than he was when he was on a full dose of the medication. So we're gonna have to adjust things around here to get used to his new behavior. But we're just so happy that it didn't trigger any extra seizures so far. So hopefully we can get that medication reduced without having any negative consequences. And so I laid down some flags to cover up the ones in the planner so it would match a little better. And then I've moved on to Monday, and I laid down a to-do header and trimmed down a 6 heart checklist to 5 for some tasks that I wanted to get done Monday morning. And then I added a patterned full box to fill up the space in the middle of the day. On top of that full box, I layered a half box vertically. I'm just going to write down what I'm going to do with that time. I am going to spend it working on some designs for the shop, so I used the design title sticker and then added a cute little plate of macarons to the corner of the box just to give it a little deco. I wish I had a plate of macarons. Next I put down a quarter size appointment box and a little shopping bag logo just to make some space to write down that I was going to go and get groceries. I'm going to give Mondays a try for a grocery store because we usually go on the weekend and it's crazy. So I'm hoping Monday will be a little quieter and a little less annoying. From there I go down to the bottom of the page and I put down a meal little and a TV little for a show I just started watching called I'm Dying Up Here about comedians. It's on Showtime. So far so good with that one. And then lastly I'm putting down another quarter appointment box backwards with a little recycling symbol just to remind myself again that it's garbage and recycling night. Hopping over to Tuesday, I put down a pink today header, and then I follow that up with a gradient checklist. Next I lay down one of the full boxes that's included with the kit. It's a girl that I drew walking home with some fresh cut flowers in her bag. I just layered on the flowers from the rest of the artwork that I did onto the drawing. And then Tuesday night, we're planning on doing the Geeks Who Drink event again. And so usually that entails getting dinner from the food truck that parks outside of the bar. I'm laying down some patterned washi and a quarter-size appointment box to write down the details of that food truck for dinner. Trimming down one of the little fast food stickers that's included on the functional sheet of the kit, just so I have enough room to write beside it. And from there, I'm going to go down and put down a half box to write the actual event itself. But before I pop that on, I decide to make sure I get my little down just so I know how to space that box. So I just put one TV little down for the show casual. And going back to the Geeks Who Drink spot, I trimmed down a girls' night sticker that has a little cocktail beside it and just used the cocktail itself in the corner as a deco for that sticker. Last Saturday when we went, I actually got one of the bonus questions right, so I got a free beer out of that. It's the first time I've gotten credit on our drink tab at one of those events. The first prize for the Geeks Who Drink is, I think, like anywhere from $25 to $40 off of your tab for the night if you're first place. And then on Wednesday, I've laid down a But First coffee sticker over one of the gray glitter headers, and I'm popping down a bit of the gray solid washi and a little icon of a iPhone just to make a note to myself to FaceTime my dad. He's back in Canada. And then under there, I layer down some more of the gray solid washi and then put down the plan sticker from the functional sheet of the kit. And on top of that, I cover up the plan with a little computer because I'm going to set aside some time to organize my computer files, which are a total mess right now. Beneath that, I put down a half box just to make a note of a dinner we're going to have with our in-laws, our usual Wednesday night dinner. And I added one of the decorative flags in the corner just to give it a little more style. I go down from there and put down a gray glitter header. And from there, I'm deciding on an appointment header, but I figure I'm going to put the gradient checklist down first just to see how much space I have to work with. I put it on backwards so I can write a few grocery items and check them off. It's not my whole list, but it's some things that I definitely want to remember to get. And so once I know how much space I have to work with, I decide on using the small appointment label as a header, put it on backwards, and then I covered the little notch with a grocery cart icon in a coordinating color. Hopping over to Thursday, I start by putting down one of the pink glitter headers, and then I follow this up with a sticker that's included on the functional sheet that says "Wake Up Early." And then beneath that, I put down a pink full box, and on top of that, I'm layering a vertical half box. I'm going to set aside a little bit of time to give myself a manicure and pedicure. And so I grab one of the stickers that says nails and pop that in the corner just so I know what the time's for. And beneath that, I'm layering down some of the pink patterned washi as a backdrop for a decorative half box. I'm going to be meeting Brooks for dinner. He's got to work late, but I'm going to go pick him up from work, grab some dinner, and then bring him back to work. And so beneath that, I'm also just writing myself or giving myself space to write a little reminder note that he's going to be working late. And then since kind of got the evening to myself, I'm going to catch up on a little reading. I'm trying to get through this book, World Without End, which I've had for years now, and I'm just finding it really slow going. But on a brighter note, Friday is payday, so I'm putting down some of the green patterned washi as a backdrop for a payday sticker, just to remind myself of that good news. And then beneath that, I'm putting down a decorated half box. I usually end up paying bills and doing some budgeting on every payday just to make sure everything gets paid on time and before we spend the money on other things. I've added some little post-it notes and calculator deco in the top corner as well. And then from there I go on to put down a today header, and beneath that I'm going to lay down a gradient checklist just for some tasks I wanted to get done around the house. Underneath that, I cover up the little dotted black lines with a green glitter header. And then at the bottom, I add another one, and on top of that, I'm going to lay down a movie marquee. We're going to go see a movie called Valerian. I don't know too much about it myself. It's something that my husband wanted to see. It's by a director that did that movie The Fifth Element and I think The Professional, so he's more interested in the director, but hopefully it's a good one. Next, I want to put down the weekend banner, but I want to add a little bit of washi as a backdrop for it. So I was just looking at what color I thought I wanted to bring out, and so I've chosen a color that would complement the green aqua kind of shades in the kit. And so I put down 2 pieces of that, because this is a little bit of a wider weekend banner for this week. And I think it'll let the pink of the weekend banner pop off the page a little bit more. There's a small little notch in the real center of the weekend banner, and so I line that up with the middle of the page to get that aligned correctly. Looking at that washi now, I'm thinking I maybe should have gone with the pink, but I'll live with that. I go ahead underneath that and put down a full pink box, and then another full box that has a bucket of flowers on a tabletop. On top of the pink full box, I add a decorated half box and a little camera. I'm going to set aside some time to take photographs of some of the products that I've created for the Etsy shop. And then underneath that, I add a little bit of the decorative pink washi and a Happy Mail sticker, because I was expecting some clothes to be delivered from the Gap. And lastly, I finish it off with a meal little. And then on Sunday, I go ahead and put down 2 of the full boxes that I wanted to make sure I used from the kit. I like them both so much that I couldn't decide one versus the other, so I was going to make it work that they both fit in on the page. I put down a TV little at the bottom just to make a note that Game of Thrones was going to be on. Although we weren't going to be able to watch it on that night because we did have tickets to go and see the movie Dunkirk, so I'm just trying to figure out what's going to fit in that little bit of white space so I can make a note of that as well. In the corner of the box, I popped down a couple of little tickets and a little water bottle from the functional sheet of the kit, just to add a little deco to that. And then I move on to start working on the sidebar. I start by laying down the second quote box that's included with the kit, and this one says, "Don't wait, the time will never be just right." And then I move down to the bottom of the page, trying to get a weekly box aligned to write down some stats for another blog that I run. I top that off with a pink appointment label to use as a header for that particular weekly box. And then I jump back up to the top and use another gray one to use as a header for the second weekly box that I usually lay down on my sidebar. And so looking over the spread as a whole, I'm just going to see where there are some like holes in the white space and places where I can lay down a little bit of the deco that comes with the kit. I put down a little flower on the top of or rather on the side of the header for the pink weekly box. Then I lay down some gray washi and one of the deco pieces, which is a bucket of flowers, to complete the sidebar. Then a little bit of white space on Monday is filled with some flowers and leaves. On Thursday, I add a little bit of pink patterned washi at the bottom of the day just to cover up the black dotted line, and then fill in a little bit of space that was left over on Friday with some green patterned washi. And then a little bit of deco, some leaves and a flower. On Sunday, I put a little bit of balloons as deco on the full box because I'm going to use that space to write down that I'm going to put some live listings on my Etsy shop. So it's a bit of a soft open for my Etsy shop, Saso Co. And then I wasn't really feeling a movie vibe with the deco that I had used for writing down that we were going to go see Dunkirk on Sunday night, and so I end up flipping around that to gray appointment label and getting that down positioned a little bit better. And then I use a illustrated movie night sticker that I have created for the shop that will be listed soon. And so here's how it looks with all the stickers laid down. I'm just going to take a minute to fill out what I can, and I'll be right back. And so here's the spread completed with everything I can fill out so far. I'm so happy with how this kit turned out. I just love the soft florals and the color palette. And here are the stickers that were left over when I was finished creating the spread. I really hope that you enjoyed this plan with me. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more Plan With Me videos like this, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.